Story time about the time I realized that my self worth was low because that man called me a shop rat. So, boom, your girl was in a long term relationship from the age 16 to about 24, 25. And in this relationship, I was like a full blown housewife and I took care of kids. I had some kids. But then me and him broke up. And now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I never got a whole phase. And I believe every woman should have a safe, healthy, adventurous hoe phase. By the time me and him broke up, I had accepted that I wasn't going to get that. One, I was too body conscious. Two, I was an overthinker. Three, I just felt like I was too old to blame it on trying to find my way. So I never went there. But this is what I did do. So by this point, I had become a full time hairstylist, and the salon that I was working with at the time just moved into a location that was in the same parking lot as a barbershop and a bar. That's important. So during the course of me figuring my way out in the area, walking around, passing out flyers, just getting acquainted, getting the air, whatever, I start bumping into the barbers and the clients. And the closer we got, the more time that we spent together, the more chitter chatter and all these things, you start to get a little too comfortable. At the time, because I didn't have all the things I needed, my boundaries, self esteem, self worth, everything was not even in the chat. I'm just letting things slide. There were times where they would say things about my body parts, my booty, my thighs, my breasts, my face, my eyes, what they would do to me and how they would do it, all this stuff. And I'm just eating it up. I'm just taking it in. You would have thought that I was the main character in this big production. And baby, that's not what that was. And so, anytime my day was going bad, anytime I got some bad news, anytime I felt bored, or even if I just felt insecure, inadequate, I'm over there having them hype me up. Now, we never touched each other. We never had each other's phone numbers. We just had like Snapchats and things like that. Nothing crazy. But this is all how I justified my low worth and low self esteem. So we would have drinks together and then we would have personal conversations. I knew a lot of these men had women and I stayed back from that. I definitely stayed back from that, but I still can admit, as being a grown woman, now being healed and seeing it from a different perspective, I was still very much wrong. Very much wrong. But I still craved what they were offering me. I just ate it up like I hadn't ever been cared for, looked at, thought about nothing. And so there came a day where I had gotten pretty acquainted with majority of the clients. I knew which ones I couldn't talk to, which ones weren't going to talk to me. I knew which ones were going to say this and which ones were going to say that. I played on it viciously. And there was times where I would be twerking and strutting my little stuff, swinging my hips and wearing certain clothes and making sure my makeup and everything. I'm not even a makeup person, but I was really milking it to get the. So one day I was going over there, minding my black owned business. I don't remember the setup of the conversation. What I do remember very clearly is that man said, "You a shop rat. You always gonna come in here so that we can tell you what you want to hear because you love that shit." From that day forward, I felt disgusting. I felt embarrassed. I felt nasty, and I never went back. And of course, they would ask me like, "We ain't seen you. Where you been?" I'm like, I think it's better I stay over here. Meanwhile, I'm over there healing. I'm licking my wounds. I didn't cry. That man tore me down. And even though he probably didn't mean to, that was exactly what I needed to hear in that moment because your girl was doing way too much. So I took that opportunity. I healed myself. And I had to look back and realize if I really want a man that's going to love me down the way I deserve, actually crave in a healthy way, I can't be playing over here. I can't be entertaining and doing the most, showing off all of God's giving gifts to me. I have to remove myself. And that's exactly what I did. Removing myself and healing that wound has put me in a position to help other high achieving, hyper independent women do the exact same thing. And that's exactly what we do inside the Shame Detox Bootcamp. It is a 16-week transformative program that is designed to help women like us come out of the shadows of our shame, set boundaries without guilt, be able to stand 10 toes behind ourselves and fulfill those needs within us. If you are ready to change your life, you're hearing this story time and you're like, that was me, could be me, I want to help you grow and recover inside the Shame Detox Bootcamp. Go ahead to the link in my profile or type "I'm ready" in the chat and I will send that link to you. Happy healing, and I'll see you soon.